Hello and welcome to the Sofa of Adam in space with me, Adam and Mike.
Hey!
And we're quite pleased to finally have managed to get this to record. I'm also very pleased because I made a flag. The Sofa of Adam space, or the Sofa of Space flag. If you've got your own flag.
The sofa of the rising sun.
Yeah, it does look like that. I threw it together on paint very quickly, but we'll be doing a sandbox mode. And the jungle music in the background is The Darkness by MK2. Because I like a bit of jungle, and I thought that it would be nice to have that, because if you don't want to see the building section, then let me know in the comments, and next time I won't do the building section. Oh, look, there it is.
Yeah.
See, I think that's quite nice.
The sofa of the rising sun.
Sofa of the rising sun. Oh, well, it's an actual flag on the wall. It's not on both walls, but ho-hum.
I think there's one on the wall behind.
Might be. I might try and make a bigger flag as well, but nah. More importantly, all of this will be fast forwarded for your viewing pleasure. It will be fast forwarded because it was like a 2-hour video, the entire thing.
Makes it look like you knew what you were doing going in.
Yeah, I did know what I was doing. It's great. I was quite impressed, to be fair. But the whole idea of this whole series is so that we can be a bit more relaxed and you can get to know me and Mike a little bit better whilst we're talking about space. I do all of the spacey things. Mike just likes to watch, don't you?
Yes.
It's entertaining watching me flail around, but I thought to start with we'd try and land on the moon, and I have a bit of background in this, so I thought again we'll build straight away, new save. I won't test it, just straight to the moon, land, and then we'll set up a moon base and go from there. So
well, there's the plan.
There's the plan.
There's still room for error.
There's always room for error.
And speaking of room for error, I don't really know how what you call it, the aerodynamics work on a spaceship or a rocket. But looking at this, I'm sort of going, aerodynamics is not one of the things you're concerned about.
It's not on this one, no, because this is because I normally, you know me, I like things to all be symmetrical normally, but when it comes to space, I like things to look a bit different. So I thought if this is going to be sat on the moon as like a little base, I wanted to do a little tower. Not a tower, but I wanted it to stand upright. And so on and so forth. So we've got a science module so that we can do some science once we're there.
Gotta love that science.
Gotta love that science. There's no point otherwise, so we fly them up there and do some science.
Science can make friends out of enemies, even victims and murderers.
Where have you stolen that from?
I was loosely making a reference to GLaDOS and Shell.
Oh, okay.
You know,
fair enough.
Science bringing a murderer and a victim together.
No, that's true. It's true. It's very deep. Of course, once we're actually, here's me working out where we're going to have the thrusters, because when we're coming in from the orbit of the moon, the plan is to burn off any of our remaining fuel and obviously be able to jettison the tanks on landing so they can fly away, leaving the base untethered. Also, without them, we won't be able to rotate because I'm going to put all of my RCS fuel and monopropellant on the top, so that once they have broken free of the main actual moon base, the moon base will be dead in the water, which is the way I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's me trying to just fiddling with these metal panels because I do like it to look perfect, and I've got a mod to allow me to shuffle things around to within like a couple of mil, so I can get it all towered up properly.
And they're the reaction wheels,
They are the reaction wheels. Well spotted. They're the if you don't know how a reaction wheel actually works, they're a set of spinning motors and
allows you
gyro.
to turn?
Well, no, not exactly, because obviously just if you spin a gyro and then you stop it spinning suddenly, it will lurch in that direction. If you've ever held like a bicycle wheel and spun it in your hands and then you suddenly
apply the brake,
it will turn with the wheel because it's trying to slow down.
Oh, I've been there, sort of suddenly stopping, and next thing you know, you're on the pavement in
Exactly.
front of the bike.
Yeah. So in space, what they do is you get 6 of them spinning on each axis for each side of a dice, and then you spin them up to a certain speed, and then you brake them very quickly, and the launch, the sort of inertia of that turns the ship in that direction.
I see.
It's quite clever actually. It means that you can do it without using your RCS, so you save on monopropellant. But then it does use battery, which is why a little earlier on I was covering the roof
So
with
I
solar panels.
So I assume if you get a reaction wheel big enough, you could essentially build a Taurus.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Space
yeah,
station.
you could. If you were going to do, if we end up doing a bigger space station later on around the orbit of Earth, the Moon, or somewhere else in the Kerbal system, then we will certainly be adding very large reaction wheels to try and keep the thing stable.
Yes.
There we go. Got our viewing port when we've landed, so we can have a look, covering it with lights.
So they can sit there and go, God, the moon is dull.
Yeah, God, it's boring. There are some places in Kerbal that I do want to visit, but I thought it would be cooler to just launch in straight to the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We're done with the... Finally, I can move on to putting on the actual rockets and thrusters. These are my favourite thrusters and rockets, as it were, because they work on liquid fuel and they don't use much oxygen. But the Rapier engines that are inbuilt from NASA, as it were, are useless in my opinion. And to follow on from your aerodynamics question, that was me doing it then. I'm just putting it all together.
Oh, sorry.
Give it a big shell, and then it can cut through the atmosphere still.
Who knew you put it in the plastic casing of a medication?
It does look like that. It does look like that. Apply the thrusters. I don't normally bother with having the struts at the bottom. Yeah, those red bits that you can see me putting down and fiddling with. I don't normally bother with those, but in this case I thought just to keep it dead stable I might use them. I was kind of worried that, I'm still worried that when it starts they'll just snap and the whole thing will just fall to the floor and explode, because it's quite a lot of weight to put on 3 lifts. And there we go, it's the MUN Sofa Base Mark 1, space ready.
We hope.
We hope. The exciting part now, a first time launch, testing the lights.
Making sure everyone's accounted
Yeah,
for.
Helson and Valentina. Set Moon as the target. Fluid Space by Kevin McLeod playing in the background. Look at that, beautiful launch. Seeing that rocket that's on the second one to go, which is on the back. It's actually, there are 3 on the back and 1 on the bottom basically, and that causes it to have a slightly lopsided lift, which helps me get a good orbit when I'm coming out there now. There they are, look at them all pancaked.
How much you putting on them for it to explode the minute it reaches the outer atmosphere?
It should be okay, it should be okay. I'm planning to burn this until we get to, until at least our top of our apsis, the curve, as it were, that's got to be at least 70 kilometres.
For us to have reached a stable Earth orbit.
Yeah, there we go, just dropping those. As you
it feels so lighter.
Yeah, it does, because you don't want to carry them with you, because then obviously the weight that you've got would pull you back in. So just trying to get a good stable orbit, because if we want to aim for the moon, there's lots of good reasons to have a good stable orbit beforehand. It certainly helps with trying to get an encounter with the moon.
Can we recreate the film Moon with Kerbals?
Yeah, we could try. Well, that's my plan really, is to put this moon base up there, and then we'll put, like I was saying, another one, and that can clip onto the side, and that can be the silos, and then we'll build a little car, hopefully with a drill, and we'll mine the moon, and then it can become like a stop-off point. Here we go, just lining ourselves up for the final burn. Oh dear, that's not good.
No, that looks like it's all going to fall apart.
Ah, see, this is what happens when you don't test something. It's all
It's
all wobbly. It's a bit tall basically. Luckily it doesn't have to burn for very long. There we go.
Bye.
Yeah, we can swap that. Runs out of fuel, we can swap to a different one. We did lose an awful lot of thrust there. Yeah, we are falling back into the planet. That's bad. This might be
Can you save it?
I'm not sure. This could be a very, very short video. Actually, this might be the maiden voyage. Might actually be ended destruction, but no, I'm gonna manually take control.
A maiden voyage that leads to a company shutting down. No one trusting space travel.
See, what I've done there is I've manually taken over a bit and just pointed us further out into space. We're literally on fire now. We are back within the atmosphere. We're cutting through there. There we go, and I've just managed to save it.
I've got their loved ones on line 1.
It's okay, no need. They're going to be all right. We panicked too soon. There we go. Just drift.
Oh, sorry to waste your time, man.
Back out into space. There we go. Now we can circularize our orbit. Now the reason that I do this normally is so that you can get a good stable orbit going around the Earth, and as long as it's on the same angle, the same degrees as the moon, you can then open up your apsis when you go to plan a new maneuver.
Of course. Oh, yeah,
And it makes it much easier to circle the planet and then find somewhere. There we go. Bursts open to reveal.
a lopsided mess.
No, it's beautiful. It's not even lopsided. It is all balanced by its. Obviously, it wouldn't have taken off, and it certainly won't land if it's not balanced.
Oh no, it won't do that.
Here we go. Just burn out. Get that. See, look at that wobble. Something's wrong. It's wobbling a lot. It seems that the before it burst open, as it were, it was more well connected. Here we go. Just trying to find an encounter. Oh, there we go. Found one. See if we can bring ourselves in a little bit closer than. Because when we go from here, we want to have... Normally, again, you want to go around the Earth a few times and extend your A-axis out, and then you burn on your P-axis as you're coming past the planet to sort of get as much speed off of the planet as possible.
So what is a P-axis?
P-axis is the lowest point near the planet. A-axis is the furthest point. So if you had a big oval, you're going fastest as you come back in near the Earth, so you can sort of use that to slingshot out. Luckily, in this case, I've just put on shit tons of thrusters, so that we don't have to worry about that, and I don't have to waste everyone's time. I've had enough practice to not need to do those burns, so I've decided to just launch us out, and hopefully in -3, 2, 1, fast forwarding up to it. Very delicate job fast forwarding.
See, it's an estimated burn of
It's an estimated burn.
43 seconds.
Shouldn't be too bad, but the wobble's a real issue. See, if we do send another one of these up, the second part, I will definitely have to reinforce all of that. But I've learned, live and learn. You know, this is what happens when you're going to watch someone like me who's had enough practice but wanted to do it first time. I don't want to waste.
Yeah, as
Be
every
more fun.
scientist says, even in failure can be instructive.
It can be. Yeah, there we go. Got a very close encounter with the moon there, so we should be able to basically come into its orbit and use its gravitational pull to slow us down.
I know I
very
should have
clever.
had that donut before.
Yeah, we weigh too much. Here we go. See, there's the P-axis down there, labelled PE. You can see it there. There we go. See, this is my plan now, is to try and land on the equator. Again, because if we're going to come back and land other things here, the nearer to the equator line we are, the better.
Yeah, are we going? Because then I assume we'll eventually get to the same speed.
Yeah,
as
because
the-
when you come to circle the moon and you want to get a stable orbit, your orbit line's going to be near. You want it to be as close to the equator as possible. So then, if you're coming round, you can just drop your speed and come in and land, and as long as you time it well, you'll be able to land at least on the same plane as wherever it is you've come in beforehand. Oh, the exciting part.
Oh,
She's looking for the moon. See if we can find
she's
it.
just looked like she's found the wine stash.
Yeah.
Wine!
They're so happy. Can any of them see the moon? It's right, we'll swap around from character to character and see if... oh, there we go. Hooray!
The moon.
Look at how she looks ecstatic. She's like, my God, I thought we were going to burn up a minute ago when we were still at Earth, so I can't believe we've made it.
The fact that it's like taking us, it says 51 minutes up there, so it's taken us less than an hour to get to the moon
Yeah.
in Kerbal time.
See, those struts don't seem to have survived so well, so those will need reinforcing next time as well.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm able to do a very gentle burn at just under half thrust, and that will bring us down very slowly, rather than rushing it.
Yeah.
That's the best plan. It's what I would normally do, but again, no tests, brand new ship I've never built before. It's all very risky. But it'll make a better video. It'll make a better video. Then when we go to do it next time, whatever, and we land next to it, it'll be more difficult to land and connect and re-establish the base. It'll be good. Here we go. Just bringing that in now. Now, see, this is the problem with not. This is what happens when you don't stabilise your orbit first. Because on Earth, I got that nice circular orbit before we took off. Because I haven't done that, we're coming in at a bit of an angle. So I'm manually trying to line up our crash site, our landing site, into preferably where the yellow dotted line is, which is the plan.
You just hope someone's painted a big red X on
Yeah.
the planet, on the moon, going, land here!
There we go, just bringing us down to absolute zero. And back up again. We're now stationary, so we're no longer in orbit, we're just falling. We'll throw that away, disconnect. There we go, just throw that. Don't need it anymore. Goodbye, don't need them. It wasn't exactly empty. but it was extra weight, and obviously we can't land with that in the way. So
No.
drop that off.
Especially
get
if we're trying
ourselves.
to go for a slow descent.
Yeah, that's the idea. So far, so good. Valentina, Halson Kerbal, all looking very pleased with themselves.
Yeah.
Fast forward this bit by a bit faster because, you know, no need. It's just a very long descent of burning every few seconds to just keep ourselves stable. 361 meters per second and falling. Reminds me of what was it? The improbability drive.
The improbability drive?
Yeah, right. In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah, I swear that was
thought
it.
it was
Improbability drive because it's your probability is to reach 0, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
29 probability and falling. Oh, see, there we go. See, my mistake at the moment is I am following. I'm trying to keep it stable, but I keep following the retrograde, which is the best way to slow down and efficiently is to follow your retrograde, which is the exact opposite direction to your movement. So if you fire in your retrograde, you'll always slow down the most efficiently.
Yeah.
See, that's me there. Now I'm following retrograde. That's a good thing, but it might come to bite me on the arse.
Ah, I see.
Here we go. So we'll thrust harder. Oh, bugger. See,
Yeah.
this is where it gets tricky because. Oh. Damn it. See, this is the moment that I realised that it had gone a bit tricky and that I'd collect. See, there we go. Now I've selected retrograde again. Here we go. Try and balance it because now we're moving along. We're doing 13 meters per second, so I'm trying to kill that. Damn it. See, this would be a perfect landing, but there's nowhere to land. Okay, see, the ground is. This would be perfect. So we just need to shuffle up here because we've got a tiny bit of thrust.
Oh.
And that was the end of it. This is unsalvageable. That's the end. Because this is what happened to the bloody lander that we sent up to the comet a few years ago.
Yeah.
As it clipped the ground. That's exactly what happened. No one died though. We'll dump thrusters because we don't need those.
Remember
anymore.
where we parked?
Yeah. Well, there we go. We've landed. Well done. Yay! We've made it to the moon.
I've got to say, it's your first rocket that's reached here.
It's doing well. Valentina's out. She's going to explore. Hey, look how happy she's thrilled. It's all part of the plan from their point of view. Until they run out of power, she looks back at Earth.
Looking
Go,
at the
God.
looking at Earth from the moon must make you sort of realise how small you really were.
Yeah. Get the flag down.
This is the
Hey.
property of the sofa of Adam.
MUN base crash site A. The maiden flight of the sofa of Adam. And one to remember for all the wrong reasons. Well, it will be in the next episode that I guess we'll probably have to send a rescue mission. We'll try and do that Apollo style because that's what you wanted to do, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
We want to try and send a shuttle and pick it back up. If you've got any suggestions you want us to try, let us know. But otherwise, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you all in the next episode of KSP.